Hey TCPS friends, today we're going to be making a Mother's Day card since this weekend is Mother's Day. This lesson is intended for kindergarten through 2nd grade, but anybody is welcome to follow along. For supplies, you will need a couple of pieces of paper. If you have colored paper at home, you can use that, or you can use white regular paper and color that in. You will also need glue, scissors, a pencil, and something to color it with. Okay, to start this lesson, you will want your piece of paper to be up and down, tall and skinny, vertical. Now, I chose a blue piece of paper because we're going to be drawing a sun and some clouds. But if your mom's favorite color is green and you want to use green piece of paper, you're more than welcome to use whatever color paper to start. This will be the base of your card. Or if you just have white paper at home, you can just use white paper and color it in. That's totally fine. So when your paper is up and down, tall and skinny, you're going to take the top and fold it over to your bottom. You're going to fold it right in half. You're going to fold this in half. Just like this. So this is how, and your card is going to go open up this way. So what you can do is you're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut. And it's important you cut along the folded line. If you cut along the open end, it won't work. So it's important you cut along the folded line. So I'm going to flip my folded line where it's closed to me. I'm going to cut 2 lines in the center. If you have a hard time finding the center, you can fold it in half so that you can see the center point. So here's my center. I'm going to cut 2 lines. They're going to be little lines, okay? So I'm going to cut 1 and 2. So these lines are only like 1 inch long. They're little. Make sure they're at least a finger width apart. If you cut your lines too close to one another, the paper may rip. So your lines need to be at least a finger width apart and about the size of your finger, like that. And it needs to be along your folded line. Okay? So that's where you're first going to start. Now I have grabbed a yellow piece of paper for my son. If you do not have yellow paper, you are more than welcome to just use white paper that you have at home and cut it out and draw it and then just color it in just before you attach it. Since I already have colored yellow paper, I'm just going to use this, but if I didn't, I could just use white paper and color it in. So to start, you're going to want to draw a circle. Your circle really shouldn't be bigger than like the size of your fist. If you have a hard time drawing a circle, you can find something circular to trace. So like a pop can works, or I've got a mason jar here that I could trace. So just something about the size of an orange if you want to trace it. So that's my circle for my sun. And then we need our sun rays. Now oftentimes when someone draws sun rays, they just do lines. But because we are cutting out our sun, it would be very hard to cut out tiny little lines. So my suggestion to you is to draw triangles for your sun rays. So start at the top with the triangle, and then I'm going to move all the way around and add triangles to my sun. Now that my sun is drawn, I'm going to cut it up. Now that my sun is all cut out, I'm going to color in a little face. Now that my sun is all colored and finished, I'm going to grab a piece of white paper to draw some clouds. Now if your card, you already used white paper, you can draw your clouds right on the inside top cover of it. But if you use colored paper, you're going to need some white clouds. So I'm going to go ahead and draw some clouds right now. Now that my clouds are drawn, I'm gonna cut them out. But again, if you don't want to draw out your own clouds and cut them out, you can go ahead and just draw your clouds straight to the top of your card. Okay, now it's time to start gluing and attaching the parts of our card. So I'm going to open up my card so that the fold is right in the middle. And this is going to be the top of my card. I'm going to go ahead and place the clouds where I want them, just on the top of my card. Since my clouds are glued down now, I'm going to come back to the slit that I originally made when I first grabbed my card. So I'm going to stick my hand under my card. I'm going to poke my finger so that I can see the slit. Now you have to be very careful when you do this because you don't want to rip your paper. If you do rip it, that's okay. Just grab a new piece of paper and try again. So now that I've grabbed this slit, I'm going to start to pull it forward. And I'm going to fold my paper right where the crease is. So what it's making is like a little seat, or like a little table. So if you can see that, it's poking out pretty nicely, just like that. And then what I'm going to do is it looks like, so we're going to attach my sun to here, but it looks like my sun's a little too big for how little I made my slit. So all I'm going to do is, if this happens to you, just close your card again, and you're just going to, oh, we're going to fold that back in. And then you're just going to cut a little bit more on your card. So I'm cutting just a little bit more on each side, and what this is doing, it's making the slit bigger, which is making it taller to help out have enough room for my sun. So let's see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to trim down these two triangles, just because I made them a little big. So hopefully that's better size. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some glue at the fold of my card. Whoop, sorry, my glue won't come out. And then I'm going to make sure my sun's not upside down and place them. Gonna make sure he's on there. I'm gonna stick my finger under the fold just to make sure he comes out. So what you want to happen is when you close the card, he folds, and then when you open the card, he pops up. So if you guys can see, he's popped out. Now on the front of your card, make sure the front is the fold is on your left hand side. This is how you know it's the front of the card. You can go ahead and decorate the front of it to say Happy Mother's Day. So I'm going to go ahead and decorate the front right now. when you've written Happy Mother's Day, decorated however you would like, on the front of your card, go ahead and open it up. And then on the inside, you can write her a little note. Maybe you want to say, thank you, Mom, and tell her why she's so great. And then you can say, you are my sunshine. So I'm going to write that right now and then sign your name. So you can write her a little note on the inside. So here we have our finished Mother's Day card. You can go ahead and write whatever kind of message you would like to for your mom on the inside. Make it nice and special. Let her know how much she means to you.